My name is Randy Barton. I'm running for the presidency of the United States of America. And I want to thank you for your time and your attention. When elected, I will change the tone and the topics of the news that you receive from media outlets, not allowing them to dictate what those topics will be. News media, in my opinion, does not have a balance between what would be considered controversial or confrontational or full of misery or horrors. Somehow over time, media outlets have determined that that must be what you want to see and hear and nothing else. There's a lot of good news in this world. There's a lot of beauty coming out of this nation, and you don't hear about it. I will, as President of the United States, march out there every day and deliver a good, positive message and confront whatever those issues are, but not allow them to be the sole discussion. Would you rather hear about heroes or villains? Would you rather hear triumph or tragedy? Inspiration or depression? Positive, negative, or life and death? Too often it weighs to that side of the murders, the rapes, the tragic deaths of youths, to the horrible outcomes of scenarios without focusing on the events and occurrences that are outstanding and stellar in this world. I'll give you a little example. I was once sitting in Cozumel, Mexico, when a Category 5 hurricane was approaching. I was able to get out of there and fly away, luckily, like the last 4 passengers on a flight. And I arrived in the United States and turned on media coverage of the event. And all I could hear on our media coverage was how it was looking like Florida, Louisiana, the Gulf states, and Texas were going to be okay, and it was good news. Meanwhile, this Category 5 hurricane stalls over Cozumel for like 2 days and just batters the people of the Yucatan. And then it moves on. And it moves on and does eventually strike the United States, which was apparently the big news. But for me, in the days following that, not knowing what had happened to those good folks that lived there was just appalling. And at the same time, the fact that nobody lost their lives in this area that we often say, oh, that third world. Nobody lost their lives in a Category 5 hurricane. That is reason for triumph and celebration and worldwide headlines. And it got Zippo. It got like 200 Americans stranded in a hotel. That was the news. That's what I'm talking about. Deflect the stories to the positive where you can and still confront the real issues of the day. What do you think, my friends? All right. I'm going to end it with this. This is kind of an old parable about how you make the news, just to illustrate my point. Publicist for a well-known stage diva enters into an editor's office and he says, "What's going on? Why can't my leading lady make it onto the pages of your paper? What do I have to do?" The editor says, "Why don't you shoot her? That'd make the front pages." My name's Randy Barton. I'm running for president. I'm running for president on the Good News platform. I need your support. Those are my opinions, and they're probably wrong.